car or the wheels, and we end up in a ditch on our side. Here I am going to go get married. I'm laying on the side in Wyoming, okay? What do? He has his wife with him. I was with another guy in the back seat with all our clothes in the trunk, and we did have a couple of bottles of liquor. Even though Wyoming was a dry area, we found out that our 2 bottles of liquor were a lifesaver. Because along came a truck, and we hailed him, and he stopped. And with those 2 bottles of liquor, we were able to get into town by his truck. And when we reached town, I said goodbye to my friends. I said, I'm going home to get married. I can't go by car anymore. So I grabbed the train, and I went by train home. And when
You're on the train.
well, I finally reached Connecticut, all in one piece. And I met her down at the shore where her father and mother were. No, this was January. We worked down the shore. This was January.
February.
Darling, I came at the end of January because you got married at February 11th. So in between getting ready for a marriage and a wedding, I became a bystander and I did nothing, and I left everything up to the bigwigs.
So you're saying that you arrived in January and then the wedding was in February?
February 11th.
You just prepared it 1 month later?
No, we made plans sometime in advance. You have to do that. You just
Right.
can't have a wedding in a month.
Okay.
And we had a lot of people, made a lot of plans for it, and it all worked out well. It was February 11th, 1945.
But I got to tell you about the wedding,
Okay.
okay? The day before the wedding, they had an ufruf at the synagogue. See? And all my relatives came up from New York, and her relatives were up too, and we all went to the synagogue. And you should see some of the pictures. Clayton took some movies of us going in and out of the synagogue. That's as far as he got.
Clayton was my mother's brother, younger brother.
And you should see the big hats we had, you know what I mean, and the big coats. And my grandfather, he looked real sharp. Well, anyway, the wedding approached, the day came, and I was told to walk down the aisle. So I started to walk. Instead of taking a right turn, I took a left turn. So everybody started yelling, "That isn't the way to go. That isn't the way to go." Yeah. They thought I was walking out on the way. You gotta go right. You can't go left.
So did you know for sure that Norma was the right woman for you? I mean, did you?
Yes,
strongly know
I
that?
knew that I had the pick of the crop. See?
Oh, okay.
And I knew that what I was looking for, I had finally found someone that I thought I could live the rest of my life with.
So now I'm going to ask you, what are the qualities that you saw in Mother?
One of the qualities,
Right.
her drawers were, were lined up beautifully.
Her drawers. Her drawers. She knew how to organize drawers.
She had organized drawers. So, that meant she was an organized person.
Yes, you
You
want
know,
organization.
The bras were right.
That is true. And that's why you married her.
That's not very much.
Isn't there anything
There's
else?
not much qualification there.
Dad, you better do some quick thinking.
All right, that's enough.
He's probably not wanting to tell us the whole story.
And if I got up in the middle of the night, the bed is made.
That's enough. That's enough.
Now we're getting to the good part.
Oh. It's good to have a mother and father were married 65 years. 65.
Oh,
We had a big party at the shul for them. At that time, my mother had a lot of friends and relatives. They were living then. And the next day, Phyllis went to my mother's and father's house and asked them questions like this and taped them. And how they met and
Only
so
have
forth.
or-
I think I gave one.
Audio tape.
I thought I gave one to Cindy. I did. I gave a copy of it to Cindy when she visited me. And it's interesting.
you got much more on the tape?
As much as you want.
Okay, well, we're not
It
gonna
doesn't
take much
matter.
more
I don't
time because I'm
take
not
my
gonna go
time.
through your whole life. Okay, so Mother, what were the qualities that you saw in Dad that you wanted, whereby you wanted to marry him?
Had a green coat.
As I remember, he was a very likable person. He was also good looking, and I know he came from a very lovely family. And I'm just trying to think what other qualifications I can think of, and I can't think of too many.
Why him and not the other 100 million suitors that were knocking at your door?
Well, that's true. I found it hard to find the right fellow, or Mr. Right, as they say. And I felt that he would be my Mr. Right, and he is. And we have been married almost 49 years, and God be with us. The next one, we'll be married 50, and that will really be a record. What else?
My ribs are still aching.
Well, I believe we were quite compatible. Your daddy was family oriented, and he was and I feel that I've had a good life with him all these years.